Finally, your house is complete. This was your lifelong dream, wasn't it?
Yeah, thank you for all your support in this, Tom. My biggest dream was to design and build a house completely on my own. After all this time, my perfect house is finally complete. Yes, I'm so incredibly happy.
I still can't believe you managed to save up for this all by yourself.
It wasn't easy. I've been planning this since I was in college. Took a lot of overtime and living frugally.
But are you sure this is okay, letting me live here too?
Of course it is. I started this project before we got married, and we're husband and wife now, so living together is only natural, right?
Yeah, I guess. The house is so much bigger than I expected. You really thought of everything.
I wanted to make sure there was plenty of space. The garden area turned out exactly how I imagined it.
But I haven't contributed anything.
It's fine. I decided I'd cover everything for this house. After all, that was my goal.
You must have worked really hard to afford all this.
Every extra shift was worth it. I can hardly believe it's real now.
Still, why such an unusual goal? Isn't it strange to dream about building a house entirely with your own money?
Not really. I mean, it's pretty normal, isn't it? Well, I grew up poor and we lived in a really tiny apartment, so I guess I've always had the strong desire to live in a big house since I was little.
You never told me about growing up in a small apartment before.
It was really cramped. 5 of us in a 2-room apartment. I promised myself I'd have space one day.
Well, you've actually made it happen. That's pretty impressive.
And someday I'd like to have my family live here too. Though Mom and Dad turned me down, saying they didn't want to intrude on newlyweds.
Did you ask them to move in already?
I brought it up last month. They said they're happy where they are for now.
Of course you'd want family to live here. I think that's the best way to show them how grateful you are.
You really think so? I was worried they might feel pressured.
Family should stick together. It's important to take care of parents.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but their wishes come first, so for now, I'll just focus on waiting for the house to be finished.
When can we start moving our stuff in?
The contractor said everything will be ready next week.
Right, that's great. I'm excited too. Well, we should start preparing for the move.
Yeah, let's take it one step at a time. I'm so excited.
You really creep me out when you laugh like that.
Hey, don't make fun of my happy laugh.
At least you're honest about your feelings.
I can't help it. It still feels like a dream.
We should celebrate properly when we move in.
Yeah, I want to have a proper housewarming party.
Just don't invite too many people at once.
I promise I'll keep it small, just close family and friends.
Sounds good. Let's start packing this weekend.
I already started making lists of what goes in each room.
Of course you did. You really think of everything.
I want everything to be perfect when we move in.
Sarah, there's something I need to tell you. Please brace yourself, okay?
Huh? Amy, what's wrong? You're scaring me with this sudden conversation.
I've been trying to figure out how to tell you this for days.
Is everything okay with you and Kevin?
This isn't about me and Kevin. It's about Tom.
Tom? Did something happen to him?
It's serious. Really bad. You're going to be shocked when you hear this.
What is it? Just tell me. My heart's racing. I'm getting scared.
Promise me you'll hear me out completely.
You're really scaring me now.
The truth is, my brother is planning to take over your house.
What are you talking about? What do you mean, take over?
When was the last time Tom mentioned anything about family living arrangements?
He hasn't really. Why?
I mean exactly what I said, Sarah. Your dream house is finally complete, right? The dream house you've been steadily working on building since before you married my brother?
Well, I didn't build it with my own hands or anything, but are you saying Tom is trying to take over this house?
Have you noticed him acting differently lately?
Now that you mention it, he has been making more calls in private.
Yeah, well, those phone calls have been with me and our parents to take over your house.
Take over? Tom is going to live there with me anyway. I don't see why you need to take over anything.
He's been making arrangements behind your back.
What kind of arrangements?
No, you don't understand. He's planned to have us live there too.
What?
He wants me and my husband to live there, and our parents too.
Wait a minute, I don't follow. What do you mean he wants you to live there? Why?
Has he ever mentioned wanting to help his family?
He's mentioned how important it is to take care of our parents, and sometimes gets pretty passionate about family sticking together.
He probably thinks he's being a good son, but he let his true intentions slip when he was drunk at our place the other day. He said, "I'm glad I married her before the house was finished. Now I can live in a big new house and let my family live there too."
So you're saying he married me just to get this new house?
You need to understand what kind of person my brother really is.
When did he say this exactly?
Just a few days ago. Do you remember when he came over for dinner? That's exactly what he said. I didn't mishear it. I even asked him to repeat it to make sure.
No way. Tom is such a sincere and kind person. I can't believe he tricked me and tried to take over the house.
Sincere and kind? What are you talking about?
There must be some misunderstanding.
I know this is hard to hear, but as his sister, I know what he's really like. He's a jerk, just completely self-centered.
Wow, that's pretty harsh to say about your own family. Did he do something to you?
No, not really anything specific. Actually, he's super nice to me, but that's what makes it suspicious.
Huh? So he's nice? Isn't calling him suspicious a bit unfair then?
You don't understand how he used to treat me.
What do you mean?
Well, remember how he never visited me before I married Kevin?
Come to think of it.
My brother always has ulterior motives. The only reason he's suddenly being so nice to me is because I married the CEO's son at a major corporation. He was indifferent to me when we were living under the same roof. Yes, I married into money, but it's so obvious how he completely changed his attitude. He barely even contacted me before that. My brother only cares about money and status. He's the type of guy who will use anything and anyone he can to get what he wants.
I just can't see him being that kind of person. Besides, if Tom wanted his family to live in the house, why wouldn't he just talk to me directly about it?
Because he knows you might say no.
He could at least ask.
Ask? He doesn't think that's necessary, because in his mind, it's already decided. He thinks it would be a waste of time to discuss something that's already been decided.
Really? Is he really that selfish?
There's more you need to know.
More?
My brother is desperate to get in my husband's good graces. He's plotting this living arrangement to maximize his connection to him. Even his talk about having our parents live there is just for show, to look like a good son.
If that's true, he's quite the piece of work.
In fact, we already have a move-in date set.
What?
He's already started making arrangements.
Without even asking me?
So it's definitely true that he's trying to move us in without your permission.
Hey, you should have led with that. I didn't know that you'd already decided on a date. Why? How could he do something like this without asking me?
I need to tell you something else that's also very important.
What now?
We have no intention of living in that house. After all, my husband is the CEO's son. We could just build our own house if we wanted to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is getting long, so let me continue this conversation over the phone.
Okay, got it.
I'll call you in 5 minutes.
I'll be waiting.
I've decided my sister's family will be living with us in the new house. I've already sent their stuff, so just accept it. If you have a problem with it, you can leave.
Huh? What are you suddenly saying?
Did I stutter?
You can't just make decisions like this on your own.
Like I said, my family will be living in this house. You don't have a problem with that, right?
Well, it's not exactly a problem, but...
You're the one who said family should live together.
Yes, but...
What's the issue? Having family live in your house is the best way to keep the family close, right? Are you trying to stop me from being a good son?
Why are you acting like this? It's like you're trying to provoke me.
You're the one being difficult here.
I just want to understand what's happening.
I'm not trying to provoke you. Look, I'm just excited about finally having a chance to take care of my parents. Sorry if I came across badly. I didn't mean to.
Why didn't you talk to me about it first? If you wanted your family to live here, you could have just said so.
What's there to talk about?
This is my house too.
Talk about it. It was already decided. What's the point in discussing something that's already been decided?
How selfish can you be? Just ignoring my opinion?
Isn't this what you wanted?
What do you mean?
Your opinion is that parents should live with their children, right? That's why I did this. You got a problem with that?
I see. So that's your reasoning?
You're making this more complicated than it needs to be.
Am I really?
Besides, I knew you'd just oppose it anyway. I didn't want to deal with the hassle.
So you really were just a selfish person after all.
Don't twist my words.
I'm not twisting anything.
What do you mean, after all? I'm exactly who you thought I was, a sincere, kind person. I mean, look how hard I'm working to take care of my parents. I'm obviously a nice guy.
A man who marries someone just to get their hands on a house that's being built doesn't seem very nice to me. More like harmful.
Where did you hear that?
Does it matter?
Hey, don't say such nasty things about me.
But it's true, isn't it?
You're jumping to conclusions.
Am I really?
I see, so you had some idea about this already. That's why you're not too surprised about me having my family move in. But I won't admit it. I didn't marry you just for the house. I love you too, of course. You just happened to come with the house.
You're the worst. Finally showing your true colors, huh?
You're making me sound like some kind of villain.
Aren't you?
My true nature is just being a good guy who wants to take care of his family and sister. And if I can get some favors from that rich CEO's son along the way, that's a bonus. Plus, I get to look good being a good son to my parents. Thanks, Sarah, for building this house for our family to live in.
Doesn't it hurt your conscience to do this? After all the years I spent building this house?
You're being dramatic.
Years of saving and planning mean nothing to you?
It would hurt my conscience more to ignore my aging parents and my sister who needs a bigger house now that she's planning to have children.
Seems like there's no point in talking anymore.
Now you're getting it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, things are already in motion anyway. Nothing you say now will change anything. My sister's family and our parents will live in that house. Got it? Oh, and I'm also gonna start a bar on the first floor.
What? A bar?
Perfect location for it, don't you think?
You can't be serious.
I recently met someone who's willing to invest. With the CEO's son's influence, too. I'll be making big money in no time.
What if I say no?
You don't have a choice.
Really?
Then you can get out. I knew you wouldn't approve anyway, but things are already in motion.
I see. Well, I already sold the house and moved out.
Huh? What? What do you mean sold? What are you talking about?
Exactly what I said.
You're lying.
I mean, I sold the house. It belongs to someone else now. So I'll have them send back the stuff that you sent.
Wait, what's going on? Are you serious? Is this for real?
Of course it is. I'm the owner, so I can do whatever I want with it.
Stop messing around.
I'm not messing around.
Don't mess with me! I can't accept this! How could you sell it? That doesn't make sense!
It's my house, so I can do whatever I want with it.
Hey, that's my house too! Why didn't you tell me about this?
You're one to talk, trying to move your family in without telling me. I don't think you have any right to complain.
That's different!
How is it different?
No, but selling it is different. Come on, wasn't this house your dream? How could you give it up so easily?
Well, I just figured it wasn't that important anymore.
What do you mean, not important? You were so excited about it, and now suddenly you've sold it?
That's my business. Leave me alone.
You can't do this to me!
Watch me.
Wait a minute. Our parents are already preparing to move. We've sent my sister's stuff too. What are we supposed to do now?
That's not my problem.
What's with that attitude? Don't look down on me. I'm the one with problems here. You're not troubled at all. Damn it, you've ruined all my plans!
Anyway, let's get divorced.
This makes no sense! Did you do all this to get back at me? What did I ever do to you?
Well, since you married me just to get the house, this shouldn't be a problem, right?
You're right. Let's divorce. I don't need you anymore. You've just been holding me back.
So that's who you really are. I was completely fooled.
It was easy to fool someone as simple as you. You made a big mistake. I'm gonna be a successful businessman who makes tons of money. Selling your dream house and divorcing me, you're gonna have a lonely, empty life ahead.
You think so? I still have things that give my life meaning.
We'll see about that. Hey, Amy, Kevin's not answering his phone. What's going on? There's a problem. The move isn't happening anymore.
Problem? What are you talking about?
I need to talk to Kevin right now.
He's busy.
Well, there's no point explaining it to you. I just need to talk to Kevin. Is he with you?
Let me guess, you're trying to get money from Kevin?
Huh?
Need a loan to fix your mess?
That's not...
I get it. Maybe you're trying to buy back the sold house? Or maybe you're willing to settle for a different house? Either way, you need money, so you want to ask Kevin for help, right?
What are you saying? Me asking Kevin for money?
Stop pretending.
You've got it all wrong!
No, you're totally planning to. I know it. You only see Kevin as a source of money, don't you?
That's not true at all. I mean, I was trying to provide a new home for you and Kevin.
Since when did you care about providing for us?
I've always cared.
Sarah built that house, and we know the only reason you want us to live there was to keep Kevin close by.
You're twisting everything.
Am I really?
Stop making me sound so bad. That's not true at all. I just wanted to take care of my family, really.
That's definitely a lie. You only started being nice to me right after I married Kevin.
You're being unfair.
Remember how you never even called before I got married?
No, that was just coincidental timing. Anyway, if that's what you thought, why did you agree to move?
When did I ever agree?
But...
I never agreed, but you just went ahead with your plans on your own. I was against it. Don't you remember?
But I thought you were just being modest. I mean, you even sent your stuff already, right? Doesn't that mean you agreed to live there?
What stuff?
The moving boxes!
We never sent anything. That was a lie. Kevin and I decided to live by ourselves. I told you that, and I told Sarah too.
You told Sarah? When was this? Sarah didn't know about the living arrangement until today.
You really think I wouldn't warn her?
Warn her?
Sarah knew about it all along because I told her. But she wanted to believe you weren't that kind of person. She thought there was no way you'd marry her just for a house. She trusted you.
So that's how it was.
Did you think everyone would just go along with your plans?
I was trying to help everyone.
And yet you turned out to be exactly that kind of person. Sarah must be so shocked. She trusted you until the end.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? What's gonna happen to me?
You're going to get divorced and lose your home. Too bad. Losing such a good person.
What the hell? Whatever. I don't want anything to do with a woman like her anyway.
Are you really in a position to say that?
Just wait until I talk to Kevin.
He won't help you.
We'll see about that.
You really don't get it, do you?
How thoughtful of you to bring the divorce papers yourself.
Don't act so smug about this.
You brought them, didn't you?
I'm all for divorcing you. It's annoying how smug you're acting about this.
I see. You hate losing, don't you? Well, I'll gratefully sign these and submit them.
You think you've won something here?
I haven't won or lost. I'm just ending this.
I had no idea you were this crazy. Because of you, my parents' and sister's family will be out on the streets. I hope you live with that guilt.
Still trying to manipulate me?
It's the truth!
This is ridiculous. I don't even feel like arguing anymore.
Oh, yeah, Amy told me you trusted me until the very end.
Yeah, something I regret now.
You're lying about something.
What do you mean?
Then why did you sell the house? If you trusted me, you would have waited until the last minute to sell it. It's weird that it's already sold.
Well, I wonder why.
Stop playing games!
I'm not playing anything.
You tricked me, didn't you? The house isn't really sold, right? You lied to push me and my parents out. You and Amy planned this together.
Wait, I wasn't trying to push anyone out. I love your mom and dad.
But you've pushed them out anyway. My parents are about to lose their home because of you.
You're still trying to guilt trip me?
They'll have nowhere to go.
Don't worry, your mom and dad are fine. They're together right now.
Huh?
They're safe at home.
What do you mean?
They knew everything from the start, too. They were just playing along with you. They never planned to move.
But the moving date was set.
Was it really?
Stop confusing me.
Amy told them the truth. Your mom and dad haven't given up their current home, so don't worry about them.
Why? Why is everyone plotting against me? What did I do to deserve this?
You did some pretty terrible things.
Like what exactly?
You know exactly what you did.
Well, if the house hasn't been sold, let me live there again. I have the right to live there. We're still married after all.
Are we?
Of course we are.
Did you forget about the divorce papers you brought? They're already filled out, and I'm taking them to the city office right now.
No, cancel that. I only brought them because I got carried away.
Too late for that.
We can work this out.
You just couldn't stand losing, could you? Your pride got the better of you.
Don't mess with me. Hey, cancel the divorce. I'm your husband. I have the right to live in that house.
I told you, you're not my husband anymore. We're already divorced.
You can't do this.
I already did.
No, that's not right. Listen, I've already invested money in opening the bar. I have to pay back the investors. My life is over if you abandon me.
Not my problem. You did this to yourself.
Please just listen to me.
Why should I?
Come on, let's talk about what happens next.
Talk? That would be a waste of time. After all, the outcome is already decided.
You're using my own words against me?
How does it feel?
You can't just end things like this.
Watch me.
I'll find a way to stop you.
Goodbye, Tom. After that, Tom showed up at my house, but since we had become strangers, I called the police and he was taken away. He kept sending messages through mutual friends, claiming he would change, but I blocked everyone who tried to relay his messages. Though he was released quickly, his family had had enough of him and he had nowhere to go. Being too proud to let anyone know he'd been arrested, he quit his job and now lives in hotels despite being deep in debt. It's just like him to stay in hotels even though he can't afford it. He couldn't even ask his family for help because he was too ashamed to admit what he'd done. As expected, he ran out of money and now wanders the streets buried in debt. I hope I never run into him. Sometimes I see missed calls from unknown numbers, and I wonder if it's him trying to contact me again. I'm so grateful to Amy for helping me out early on. When she first warned me, I didn't want to believe her, but she was patient and helped me see the truth. Her plan to claim the house was sold and file for divorce quickly worked perfectly, and thanks to that, I can enjoy my dream house in peace. The house feels even more like home now that's truly mine alone. I still keep in touch with Amy, and we've become like best friends. We often have coffee in my garden, laughing about how Tom thought you could force her and Kevin to live here. Though I lost my husband, I have my best friend in my dream home, so I'm very happy now. Looking back, I'm grateful that Amy exposed Tom's true nature before he could do any real damage to my dream home. The house I worked so hard to build has become a symbol of my independence and strength, rather than a reminder of betrayal. I've even started hosting monthly dinner parties for my friends and family, something Tom would have never allowed with his plans for the bar. My parents finally accepted my invitation to stay over sometimes, now that they don't have to worry about imposing on a married couple. Every time they visit, I'm reminded that my childhood dream of providing a spacious, comfortable home for my family has come true, just not in the way I originally expected, and that's perfectly fine with me.